Hi everyone. It's that time again. I know, it's been way too long. But Jordan hasn't made any videos that I can work with. It's just ballsack wheels over and over again. And it's been months. I mean, what can I say that hasn't already been said? Unless he actually produces something new that gives me something new to work with. That's why I've sort of moved on to other things. But well, Jordan has a website, and apparently it's full of idiots just like him who write shit that's just as dumb as what you find in his videos. And I've been forced to actually go there. Yeah, Cool Hard Logic kind of forced me. In case you haven't noticed that, Cool Hard Logic has been making videos pwning Jordan as well. They're intended as a compliment to my videos, he says, and they definitely get my seal of approval. So if you're not already subscribed to Cool Hard Logic, go do something about that. You know, like, I don't know, subscribe to him. Okay, let's dive headfirst into some stupid. Okay, so the first article I want to address is written not by Jordan, but by someone who calls herself She-Patch, and I'm working under the assumption that it's not one of Jordan's sock puppets, so that means Obi-Wan may actually have been right about the fool and the fool who follows him. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Still don't believe in alien life? You need to read this.
I believe in Jews. Or is that getting old? No, it'll never get old.
Alright everyone, let's be real. And fractal this out into the big picture first.
Okay, stop. Fractal is not a verb. A fractal is a set that includes a pattern that repeats on all scales. If you're gonna use a noun as a verb, then it has to be clear from the context what that new meaning of the word is, because, well, that's what you're doing. You're inventing a new meaning for a word that already exists. Sometimes it can be obvious, like to MacGyver something is to solve a problem, you know, by improvising and coming up with a really ingenious solution. It's pretty obvious if you know who MacGyver is. See what I mean? But the only thing obvious here is that you have no idea what a fractal is.
Whatever word we put to it, source, God, the universe, the underlying fabric that makes up all that is ever-evolving, infinite creation.
What does infinite creation mean? Infinite in what sense? Creation is not a quantity.
These fundamental base structures of geometries are what make up our universe's atoms, a blade of grass, and our very consciousness.
No, those structures aren't found in any of those things.
It is infinite expression, much of which transcends our perception of what is real. It exists outside of 3D concept.
That was absolutely nonsensical. I have no idea what you're trying to say. What is it? What is infinite expression? What is the 3D concept, and how can much of an infinite expression exist outside it? I don't know what any of that means. And I don't think you do either.
Now, fractal this back down to your life.
So you want me to do something undefined to something meaningless and apply it to my life? Oh, okay.
You and I and everything are fundamentally made up of the same geometries of creation.
And that will lead to the conclusion that we already assumed from the beginning. You know what? Let's turn this into a syllogism.
A is the statement, everything is made up of specific shapes. Premise 1, A. Premise 2, A implies B. Premise 3, F. Conclusion, therefore A. Okay, so we have a false premise, two undefined premises, and the conclusion is not only false, it's identical to premise 1, making this a circular argument.
Something like an alien, a conscious being that exists outside of time, a fairy, or even a thought, idea, or concept are, at their core, a different expression of the same energy.
What energy? You haven't said anything about energy yet. The same energy as what? And your use of the word energy makes no more sense than Jordan's use of that word. Energy is the ability of a physical system to perform physical work. How can an abstract concept possess energy? That makes no sense. And how can physical work exist in the absence of time? You're making no sense. If you're not using the word energy as in energy, the physical quantity, then again, you're making up a new definition of the word. And, well, you're going to have to share that with us, because you can't leave key concepts undefined if you want to communicate an idea.
So straight up, scientific, hard logic minds need to understand that seeing is believing is not how it works. Believing allows you to see.
Then why the hell is this called spirit science? It's the exact opposite of science. There's nothing science-y about this at all. You don't investigate and draw tentative conclusions based on the evidence. You start by making shit up, and then you use your imagination, and probably drugs, to find ways to make sense of it and, ignore reality so that you can support it. That is not science.
Doing the introspective emotional work alongside actually researching, discerning, and gathering data objectively brings you to the truth.
No. But let's now dispense with the bullshit about how you're not actually trying to tell people that this is true, because you just did.
It's not anyone's truth. It is obvious to all who look. A simple expression of energy like a gray alien who interacts on our planet is not an opinion. It's a regular occurrence.
It's not anyone's truth. It's obvious to all who look. Okay. You just contradicted yourself. Earlier you said that you have to believe in order to see. So you have to believe first. It's only obvious if you already believe it. You can't even see it if you don't believe it. And now you're saying it's obvious to all who look. You can't have it both ways.
The infinite universe exists outside of our container of what we consider real, so for the last time, everything exists. Creation is infinite. Aliens exist and have been interacting on our planet for some time now.
No! Look, I don't know, and neither do you, what, if anything, exists beyond the universe. Maybe indeed everything, literally everything, imaginable and unimaginable, exists somewhere. Out there, beyond our reality. I don't know. That's an issue for philosophers to argue over. I don't care. It doesn't matter. But you can't go from X exists, and let's assume X exists if everything exists, that kind of follows. You can't go from that to, therefore X exists here, now, and is doing this, in this real universe that we inhabit, that we share. Is that your actual argument? Everything imaginable exists in some possible world, therefore aliens exist on Earth here and now. Wow.
Discern what resonates with you and what doesn't. This is not about convincing. See what's really going on.
Okay, I can't possibly top that, so you know what? Let's just end this. See ya.